Hi everybody, I have decided to show you something a little different. Recently I have been working very hard to bring this into play. I have finally been able to sit myself down and document a shop. I created a Store Envy shop for my work, and I just wanted to flip through it and show you guys a few things that I have. So, if you don't know what Store Envy is, it's a similar platform to Etsy is what it is. The only difference is I don't have to pay a fee when I upload something. The only time I would have to pay a fee is if they have something called the marketplace, which if you go to any website, they have their main domain, and that's kind of what that is. And if someone finds my work through their domain and they buy it, I then have to put forth a 10% purchase fee. So they get 10% of the purchase, which, it's like, I don't count on that happening as easily as some people's products are found. I don't know. But I do think it's a little bit easier than Etsy because my pieces don't expire, so I don't have to continuously watch about expiring pieces and re-uploading them and redoing all my information. I just upload it and it's there, and it's not gonna mess around or go away, or no one's gonna take it off or whatever. It's there, and I don't have to worry about it as much. But that's Store Envy, and I only personally know of one or two people who do it, and there's an artist that I'm a huge who I'm a huge fan of, that does use a Store Envy, and I think she's made it work for her. But she also has a very good following. Ooh, there's a bald eagle flying outside. Oh my god, it just grabbed a fish from the lake. I wish I could have shown you that. That was so cool. I'm looking out over the lake, sorry. But, oh, there he goes again. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with me looking at this eagle. Go get your lunch, eagle. Okay, he's gone. But yeah, where was I? Alright, the artist I know who does use this, and she does it very well. She's made it work for her, and I think she's done a very good job at self-promotion and being able to get her own audience in to see her work, and therefore she probably doesn't have to pay that 10% fee as much. Now, this is the opening page, and I did design the first page to have a lot of items, like of varying nature, like original art and prints and these little guys, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But I did that because let's go to page 3, things show up in the form that I upload them. So those are a lot of Inktober pieces, and then these are Insta mailers, so everything shows up the way you upload it, unless you change it otherwise. So I have a ton of these things. So I made my first page have a decent variety of original art and prints and whatnot. So over here, are my fancy tabs. These are my fancy tabs. Right now we're under Shop All, which is what all this lovely jazz is. If you want to just shop original art, and that's what this is. These are all original paintings, most of which are unframed, purely because I can't afford to frame everything, sadly. If I have the money, I will go forth and frame it, like these pieces down here, for instance. This is a three original painting set is what this one is. And as you can see, it's got a pretty basic setup. Here's the name, that's the price. Yes, that's the price, but you're getting these. You're getting 3 original paintings. And these ones are framed because I submitted them to a gallery and they needed to see a framed photo of them. So that's what these are. It's the Maid, Mother, and the Crone. And those are watercolor paintings, and the frames are very nice. Why won't you let me exit out? There we go. The frames are very nice. I don't live in an area where frames are that easy to come by, at least not ones that are creative and aren't just big black blocks of whatever. And custom framing is too expensive for me to do for all my pieces. Otherwise I totally would, because that would be so cool. But I always make sure I list all the information down here. Watercolored ink on hot pressed paper. All three are 6 by 9 inches, and they're framed. And with the frame size, they are 8 by 11. And if you have any questions, then contact. Oh my goodness, look right here. Look at all this contact. And also, look down here. There's my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, DeviantArt. I would fit more in there, but there was a limit on how many I could put. But there's so many ways to contact me. You have no excuse. If you have a question, please let me know. Anyway, these are the original art pieces. There's not so many up right now because I haven't... There's a few that I'm on edge about. Some have like, they got little paint splotches on them, and I'm trying to figure the best way to crop them so they look good and still can easily fit in a frame, because I pay that a lot of attention now. Is like I try and find and make my work easily frameable instead of just a custom size that I used to always do, and it always used to come back and bite me in the butt. Anyway, art prints. Now I have a lot of old work in art prints, okay? So this stuff is pretty much what I did in college, like these art prints, except for this one. But these are the prints that I have in stock right now. I can't afford to make prints of my new stuff, unfortunately, except on the rare opportunity where, like this, for example, this is a poster print. So it's a little different. It's huge, obviously, and it's actually quite nice. I was able to get this. How was I able to get this? There was a special from a print shop or something, and I was able to get it super cheap, and I just wanted to test it out, and it turned out quite lovely, actually, and I got it for myself, but I can't afford to keep it for myself. But anyway, and I have 2 main sizes, at least for most of these prints. We'll talk about that again later. 13 by 19, 9.5 by 13. Those are pretty big sizes, and for $15 and $20, that's a pretty decent price in my opinion. And then we have these guys. This is 8 by 10 and 12 by 18. These ones, this, and these guys are on, I got those professionally printed. Whereas these ones I printed myself. But, I mean, the ones I printed myself, they're still good. I'm not trying to put one over the other. I'm just saying that these are sized more conveniently because I had to get them through a printer. And again, same prices, $15, $20. You're getting basically the same amount of artwork space. And yeah, I sold this print, or this painting. I sold that painting, Zydrate Rose, in one of my big art fairs, and someone bought the original, and that was like one of the best moments, because I offered, like, she was talking about the price, and I remember, and I told her, well, if it's out of your price range, then you can get this print. And she's like, no, I want the original. She ended up coming back and buying it. It was really cool. Anyway, books. I only have this one, but for those of you who don't know, I did write a very short story, and I illustrated it, and I actually launched a Kickstarter. When was it? It was almost almost a full year ago. Well, not quite a year ago. I think I sent these out. I got them in October, I think, and I sent them out before November. I think that's what it was. But yeah, I raised some money to get these printed. And there it is. Short illustrated story about the tragedy that follows from a jealous and unstable-minded sibling. Beware the red dress. It's only a couple sentences long, and I think it's got, 10 illustrations in it total or something like that. It's pretty awesome. I am so happy with how it turned out, and I'm quite proud of myself for being able to do that all by myself. And I want to throw some bones out there, but I do have another story that I'm working on. I have most of it all written out, and it's more of a children's book, but it's also the children's books that some mom won't want to get their child because it's a little creepy, but whatever. It's something I would like to work on more once I can get myself motivated enough to do the full layout. This book was very hodgepodge. I made up the story and I did a few illustrations out of order, and then I filled in the rest. And it was my first experience writing anything and trying to put pictures to the words of it. It was interesting, and I definitely learned a lot, and my art definitely has gotten a lot better since publishing this. But yeah, I think I have maybe a dozen of these in stock. It's a first print edition, and they're only 25 bucks, and I think that's pretty fair. It is a 6x9 inch hardbound cover book. So there's that. There's that for now. Hopefully more will come later. Oh, Instamail. We get to talk about these dudes. So I was able to get a whole bunch of prints for nothing practically. It was practically nothing. But they are 4x4 inch prints, and I actually just got together a bunch of my Instagram pictures, and I just made those into prints because I thought they were pretty, I think they were pretty sweet. And what this project is, and this one is a bit, oh, what's the right word? This idea, because this entire thing is a concept within itself. This idea is to create a more one-on-one personal relationship with someone who is purchasing this. And that relationship is, how is it? I don't want to say old-fashioned, but it kind of is, because it is through letter writing is what this is. What this is, like, here's Maleficent. And $2, I think the shipping I put on it is maybe 25 cents. Just literally you're paying for a postage stamp. Like, that's it. And these are all backed with a black mount board and a title and sign each one. And with them, I send you some form of handwritten letter. And the thing I like about Instagram is I can remember when I did each piece and what was going on in my life and how I felt or what it was for. And I'd like to share that. I think that would be really cool. Like, to be able to share that. Like this was my first GIF I made. I made a Maleficent GIF. Or GIF or whatever. I don't whatever you want to say. GIF, GIF, whatever. I made my first one of that word out of Maleficent. And I did it in my promotional illustrator class, the last class I took in college, one of the best classes I took in college, actually. And I could tell you about that process and how anything to do with the computer and art really is hard for me because I am not a digital art person. I can't do it. So even making that little GIF or GIF was like a milestone for me. It was really weird, but I wanted talk to you about those little things and how Maleficent was literally my favorite thing ever since I was a child. Sleeping Beauty was my favorite Disney princess movie. I hated Cinderella. I didn't like Beauty and the Beast at the time, but I didn't like it at the time, but I love Beauty and the Beast now. See, these are the things I want to talk to you guys about. Like, I have a story for each of these, and I want to share that, and I want to create like a dialogue with you, and I want to send you the letter. It's not just going to be a crappy piece of paper with, well, my handwriting is bad, but I will do my very best to make my handwriting very legible for all of you. But I want to share things. Like, I want to create a relationship with some people. Like, and that might sound a little weird, but I think my heart's in the right place with that concept, because I really do. That interaction is important to me, because I don't get to talk about my artwork like this in a post, on a Tumblr post, or on DeviantArt, or no one pays attention. And in this way, it can reach someone one-on-one. This is a conversation I'm having with you, just you. And you get a tiny cool art print of an Instagram piece and a cool story to go along with it. Like, I think it would be fun. And I love the act of letter writing. Like, I don't get to do it much. I have had pen pals in the past, and they were so much fun. I learned so much, and it was so cool. Of course, they fall by the wayside because life gets in the way. I've moved like 4 times in the last couple years of my life, and it's hard to keep track of that. But if I am just sending something to someone, I want to make it like, I want that to be like a little treasure. I want a little treasure for you to have along with that art print. And I have, like, really, I love having cool stamps. Like, right now I have these really cool circus stamps, and they're just sitting here, and I want to use them, but I have no reason to. And I've designed my own wax seals, and there's so many. I work at a craft store and I look at all these papers. I'm like, I just want to write letters and make it pretty and send stuff. I want to send pretty things to people. Like I really want you to want this. I guess is the gumption of all this rambling, is that I think it'll be cool and I think you'd enjoy it. I'm also going to show you this one, because this one, it's got a nice little story to go with it. The wispy bird. It's one of my mom's favorites, and there's a reason. But make an initiative. Is it worth $2 for an art print and a nice conversation? Like, that's up for you to decide. But I think it would make everybody so happy in the process. Like, oh, I don't know. Well, there are my emotions. Take them and do with them what you will. Like, moving on. Okay. Now, the last tab, I separated this one from my original art tab because this is Inktober. For those of you who don't know what Inktober is, it's a challenge. I forget the man who came up with it because I am horrible at research. But it's basically to do an ink drawing every day for the month of October. And this is the first time I've come close to finishing it. I didn't finish it. I think I was like maybe 4 or 5 days off. But there was a lot going on in October. I had a party. My boyfriend came and visited me. And obviously it's Halloween time. And I was working. And you don't know how hard it is to be home from work at 9:30 and having to drag myself up here to do another drawing. And I also, obviously, I painted on them as well. Because I do watercolor. So I added some color to some of them. Some of them I kept just plain black and white. But yeah, here are these, and just for sake of looking, there's that, and they are all 5 by 7 inches, so that is easily frameable, is what that is. And some of them I stayed true. Like there's themes, there's lists that are sent out to Inktober, and some of them are themes. Like one of the first things was Ghost. Obviously, I reached a little far with that one, and Bound Ghost Ride. There she is. That was my first one. And then there was I think this was the 4th one, and it was Vampire. So there you go, Lady Vampire. And this one was Wolf. And there's also a great story behind Wolf Alice, actually. And maybe I'll share those with you as well. If you buy these, I'll share you the story of where these ideas came from. Because there's stories here. I'm an illustrator. There are so many stories that I can tell if you just sat down and cared enough to read or listen to my rambling for forever. And it's very difficult for me to talk when there's just a lake outside and a dog sitting next to me and I'm just looking at my computer screen. It's a little strange, but I did it, okay? That's the point of all this. I have finally put together a shop, and I really hope that it'll pay off. Obviously, I want to make money off my work, because I need to do that. I can't. Art supplies is expensive, guys. I bought 3 things out of the art supply store when I was in Columbus. It cost me $65. It was ridiculous, and I would like to continue to do those ridiculous things. And unfortunately, I have these piles. I have 2 drawers filled with paintings, and they're just sitting there. And there's nothing that makes me sadder than to see that. And I want to be able to give these to you. I want to be able to earn a living and to make people happy with my work. You don't know how much joy I get when somebody likes something or buys something of mine. It means the world to me. And I hope that this makes it. I hope this helps me make it, whatever it may be. But I'm just going to keep scrolling, going up and down, driving you guys bonkers. And I guess I'll also include some other photos and whatnot of other stuff that's buried down in here. Look at all these Insta mailers. If anything, just come and look at these suckers. There's so many, and some of them have doubles. I'm pretty sure. Where is it? Oh, look, Inktober. Oh, abstinent dress. There it is. What else do I want to say? Yeah, I know that one has 2. I know that one has 2. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. I think there's only two sets like this, where this one is the same concept, Instamail, but it's $6.50 because you are getting 4 of them. Okay, you hear me? You're getting 4 glossy 4x4 matte backed inched pieces. And this one is because this was again, I can't tell you these stories because they're meant for the letters. But there's a story, there's a reason for these 4. There's a reason for that. And same as, I think it's called the tea set. Did I call it that? Did I call it the tea set? It's in here somewhere. Where is it? Back where I started. I'm gonna find it because I want to show you guys it now. Where is it? Maybe I can search. I've never tried the search tea set. Yay! There it is. This one is $9 because you're getting 5 of them. Wow, look at that. Again, there's a story behind this too, and it's so cute. And yeah, come on. Come on. Don't you want to know the story behind these guys? I am a visual storyteller. It's what I am. And whether you know it or not, everything I do has a story. Not just the image itself, but me behind the image. This has a story. This has a story. That tree has one heck of a story. These guys have a story. I still like the wispy bird the most for the story. But yeah, guys, like, here's me shamelessly flaunting that I'm selling my artwork and that I want you to buy it and that I want you to want to hear the stories and I want you to want to listen and maybe be curious and to ask questions and to get into a conversation. Let's do that. Let's have a conversation, guys. It'll be fun. We'll grow closer from artist to audience. It'll be fun. But yeah, alright. I hope you enjoyed this spiel of a vlog or whatever, and my dog keeps pawing at my leg, and the eagle that was outside, so alright, I'm gonna sign off now, but yeah, take a look at my shop. I'll put the link in the box below, along with all my other mountains of social media, and yeah, check out my other videos, check out my work, let me know what you think, and you know, have a good one, guys. See you later.